Hello dear students, in this tutorial we will be dealing with the FTP server and how files can be shared between computers in the simulation, right? Before we turn to the Cisco Packet Tracer, I would like to visually explain what the idea is all about. So the idea here is you will set up the server computer. In this case it will play the role of the FTP server, that files can be uploaded and downloaded between the clients, right? So you can see we have the FTP client on the left, we have the FTP client on the right. So one client will upload particular file, the other client will download, and whether the feature, the options of uploading, downloading, and making changes to the file, you also provide those options for every single user, right? So let's start. So we open the Cisco Packet Tracer, and here we need 3 different computers. So I'll put 3 computers over here, and we need a switch connection device. As usual, 2960 switch, common switch connection device. And then we need one server for the role of the FTP server, and we need one more server for the role of the DNS, but we don't make actual use of this DNS server. It's just needed to be here to handle the FTP server features, right? So I'll give the name for every single device. So FTP, I can just keep it as FTP, right? This one is going to be DNS. This one is going to be DNS, and we have now let's give more meaningful names for these users. So this one is going to be username CAU, this one is going to be the username at student, and the last one is going to be username at staff, right? Staff. Okay, so 3 PCs. So let's and the switch and the 2 servers. So let's set up the connection. So we connect the switch to the PCs, and we connect the switch to the server, right? And yeah, the next thing is let's go to the physical side. I would like to set up it into the let's take a look. Yeah, 2 different rooms. Let's keep the servers maybe we can have it in the same room as well, right? So let's have it in the same room. So they're going to be main wiring closet, so we will put the devices, all of them, into the same room, right? So all these devices are set up in the same room. So maybe we need one more table, so I will add one more table, and this computer will be standing on top of the other table. So we have 2 servers, and we have the switch, and physically everything is set up. Now let's give the IP addresses. I will give the static IP address for the server. The IP address is going to be 1 and 1. And one more very important thing, every device should have the IP address of the DNS, which I will give soon. So the DNS is going to have the IP address of 102. So, and DNS itself will have its own IP address, right, assigned to itself. And the PC is the same, so they need the IP address. So as usual, we will start better. The IP address for them was 100, and then the DNS server IP address as well. So the second PC, so we have the IP address as 101, and the DNS address is 1.2. And finally, the last one, IP address is 102 in this location, and then the DNS server also needs to be assigned here. So the connection is set up. Now we have to configure the server FTP. But the one more thing you have to understand. So as I have shown this diagram, like files can be uploaded and downloaded. So we don't consider, because this is a basic simulation, we don't consider the files like HTML files, CSS files, or images, or audio video files. We only think from the perspective of the text files, right? The way how we can exchange a file is not just showing an image here or opening the image here, but only with the text file. That's why we have an application here called Text Editor. Every single PC here has an application called Text Editor, and so far the Text Editor has its own basic sample file, which we can see. This is just a sample file. So with this Text Editor, we can see whether the uploading the file or downloading the file has become successful or not, right? So let's set up the FTP server. So this is the FTP server window, so I'll put the layout aside. And for the services, I'll turn off the rest of the services, so the HCP and the rest of the services shall be turned off, right? And DNS also shall be turned off. And we only require the use of the FTP, right? So I'll turn off the email services. So FTP is by default, it's on. So we need to add different users, right? So as I have provided some usernames over here for the PC, so I'll try to use those same names. So the first user is going to have the name CAU. So this is the password 12345, and then the credentials of writing and reading is given. The second user is the student, and the same password, credentials of writing and reading is given. And finally, the third user is the staff, and the same credentials are given for the staff as well. Now users are created, so you can also see the credentials here: read, write, delete, and so on, right? So users are created, so now we can access with these users and upload some material to the FTP server, right? So we access to the first PC with the name CAU, so we go to the text editor, right? So far, as we have said, we don't have any file here, only the sample text, right? So that's why we create the new file. So let's create a new file. So here we write some notes to upload to FTP server, right? So I save it, and I save it. You don't have to provide the file extension here. So FTP file is just a file name you're going to provide, but obviously the extension is going to be txt, right? So file created, but it's not uploaded yet. So if you go to the other computer, let's say the computer of the staff, so you go to the text editor, so you don't see anything like a FTP file over here, just the default file of the Cisco packet tracer, right? So now we have to upload that file to the FTP server. So how are we going to do that? So we have to go to the command prompt, and we type the command FTP, and we have to type the IP address of the server, right? So it's a 1 and 1, so 192.168.1.1, right? So now we have to provide the username. So we gave the CAU as a username for this computer, and then the password. Password will be hidden, but I'm typing the password. So now we have accessed it. So now we have to upload the file to the server. So there are two comments. We have the comment put, and we have the comment get, right? Put uploads the file, get downloads the file. So we use the comment put. We have already created the FTP file.txt, right? So we specify that this file needs to be uploaded, right? So here you can see the file transfer is in progress and transfer completed. So now the file the FTP file.txt has been uploaded to the FTP server, right? So what are we going to do is we try to test it from the other PC, right? So we close this window for the PC, the CAU PC. So we go to the student PC, right? So in this case, and one more thing, you can also quit from the FTP. Over here on the CAU PC, we are still in the FTP session, so we can quit the FTP session. So we can go to the student, and we go to the command prompt. So once again, we go to the text editor, and we can find that we don't have any FTP file downloaded yet. So we go to the command prompt, and we connect to the server, right? We connect to the server, and for this user, for this PC, we have a username as student, and we have a password as 125. And we are connected to the FTP server. Now we want to download, and for that we use the command get, right? So we called the FTP FTP file.txt. So this file we want to download, and it's a progress, transfer completed. So now this second PC with the name student has downloaded the the txt file from the FTP server. So we can now check it and see ourselves. So we go to text editor. We are still on the PC named student. So we go to the open, and here we can see FTP file, right? So here we can see the content. We can try to do the same. So let's quit from the FTP on the the student computer. So we go to the staff computer and we do the same. So we are on the staff computer. So once again, we don't have any access to the FTP file. So we will first connect to the FTP server, and then we will provide the credentials, right? And yes, we call get FTP file.txt, right? So transfer completed. So you can go to the let's quit from the FTP here as well. So we quit from the FTP. So you can go to the text editor and you can choose the open, and here you can see FTP file downloaded. And that's the basic idea of how FTP server works. Make sure that you provide the DNS server IP for the FTP server and for every single computer that has connected in this network. Okay, that's all. Thanks for the attention.